Welcome
Yo.
back, man, to another episode of the Y3K Pod. You know what I'm saying? It's K in the building.
It's your boy Yao. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe as always. Appreciate the love we're getting recently.
And share. Oh, yeah, bro. I was looking at the last episode. We had like 7K.
Yeah.
Shout out to all 7,000 of y'all. We love y'all. Shout out to all 2,007 subscribers of y'all. We love y'all. Shout out to everybody that shares, comments, and does all of that and watches the videos. Shout out to everybody that likes
Especially
the videos.
Brandon and Florence. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, she said she was first last time, and I was so surprised because I clicked it. I clicked it. Yeah, I'm like, I clicked it.
You know how I know you were first? I when you look in the comment, it tells you like yours was like 8 minutes. No, yours was like 8 minutes. Hers was like 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, bro, because I looked at it. I'm like, how is she first? I knew what time the video was dropping. I'm like, how in the world are you first? I knew when the video dropped. But yeah, shout out to all of y'all. We love you guys. We appreciate y'all. And we gonna keep the episodes coming. You feel me?
Yeah. What a weekend. What a weekend.
Yeah. So if you watch the EPL, you know, if the Premier League, you know what happened.
We all watched the EPL.
You know what happened this weekend, and
everything I predicted happened.
We were talking about, you know,
except Chelsea.
What should we start talking about? And I kind of want to give him the floor right now and talk about his team.
You want to talk about Chelsea, but to be honest with you, I don't even think Chelsea, like going into Chelsea versus West Ham, right? I expected us to win. I thought we were going to win 3-1, and we would have won 3-1 based on how we were playing in the first half. But the Enzo pen that he missed,
that kind of changed
it ruined the momentum, and it kind of messed us up. And then Chukwuemeka getting hurt.
What a goal by him, though. Huh? What a goal by him. That goal was
that goal was nice.
Crazy.
That was nice. Shout out to Carney for that goal. His first goal in a Chelsea shirt. Wishing him well. Wishing he come back 6 weeks. Probably like October.
That's like a
we'll
month
see
and a
him
half.
back. But yeah, aside that, bro, Enzo shouldn't have taken that pen. That was my only thought, even when he was coming out to take it.
Yeah, I did say that you guys don't really have a pen taker right now.
It doesn't matter. When you don't have a pen taker, your striker has to take that pen.
But what if your striker's not good at pens?
Why would he not be good at pens? Ideally, your striker is the one that
in my opinion, your striker should be every striker on every team. If their main job is, if they're like a goal scoring striker, you should be taking the pens no matter what.
Even if you don't have a goal scoring striker, but you have somebody that can strike the ball, it makes sense for you to help boost his confidence. He gets a goal, he gets to pad his stats. Ideally, Enzo scoring that pen wouldn't have done anything for him. He's not a goal scoring midfielder. I don't expect that from him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I felt like Jackson should have taken it. But anyways, I understand. If Reece James was on the pitch, he probably would have taken it. As always, he's injured.
How do you feel about that?
Reece James being hurt?
Yeah. Like, does it get frustrating at sometimes seeing your best player not being able to perform over and over again? Not perform, but like not being able to play?
With Reece James, because of how much love I have for him and him being my favorite player at the club.
It's one of those things. You tend to
it's unlucky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Me personally, I always feel like injuries are really unlucky, and there's really not, especially at the top levels. I feel like at the top levels, if you're taking care of your body, which almost every player does, and Reece James seems like that type of player that takes care of his body and he's in shape. But it's just unlucky.
But the thing is, something has to be looked at the Chelsea, whether it's the medical team, whether it's the fitness team, whatever it is, something is not right because a lot of players seem to
get injured,
always get hurt. And imagine if we had Champions League. Right now, we have like 8 players hurt. Nkunku, Reece James, Carney, Armando Broja.
Broja's injured?
Yeah. ACL. He's not back yet.
Oh, from like what, last season?
Yeah. I think that's all I can think off the top of my head. But yeah, back to West Ham. Honestly, I think it's just unlucky Chelsea. We weren't clinical enough. Shout out to Raheem Sterling. He's taken a lot of flack since being at Chelsea, but that was the best game he's played.
The little run he had, I was like, where has this been the past two seasons?
Yeah,
I haven't seen Sterling do that.
Shout out to Sterling
so long.
for that. Haven't seen that in a while. He was probably the best player on the pitch. Nicholas Jackson, I've seen him getting a lot of hate because he's not scoring goals, but I feel like he's putting in a lot of work. The press starts off with him. The way he presses is really crazy.
I'll say,
and I feel like with a player like that, once the goals start coming, that's all. Once it clicks, that's all. If you had somebody like Nkunku with him, like a second striker, that would benefit. that would have definitely helped him a lot because a lot of the time he has to drop into the midfield, and by the time the ball is swung out wide, he's far back, and he has to come all the way to try and get in the box. By the time he gets there, the cross is already in or something like that. You see, the issue is if we had wingers who are goal scoring wingers, it would help. It would help having him a striker like that. But we have, in terms of Madueke and Modric, not good enough goal scorers to help offset that. You get what I'm saying? Like with Arsenal, the reason why Gabriel Jesus works so much is because
Saka and Martinelli
will chip in goals. Odegaard will chip in goals. And unfortunately, Chelsea doesn't have that set up yet in order for those people to be chipping in goals. And Kuku would have been the one chipping in goals, and that would have helped. You get what I'm saying? So that's the only thing.
One thing I'll say about Jackson is watching him, he does look promising. I'm not even a Chelsea fan, but just watching him.
I like Nick Jackson, bro.
Watching him play, he does give a sense of, for me, I don't want to say Drogba vibes, but he gives a sense of like the pace and power of being able to like
he's a typical PNP player.
Cause havoc for the whole back line just by himself because he does have that. And there were a couple of times in a game where had he had like one better touch or like or a better pass, he would have been through on goal and he would have had a lot more goal scoring opportunities. So I think as the season goes on and as the whole Chelsea squad in general gets used to more of the EPL, and I mean, I guess it is kind of sad now because I think Chukwuemeka was one of your better players in the game before he went down. So like, I don't know who's gonna replace him, but
that's the thing. Right now, when you look at it, we don't have another 10. It's gonna have to be Galadog, and I don't want to see that.
He's gonna play as a 10.
You don't have another choice because Modric as a 10 doesn't work, bro.
What about the other guy?
What other guy?
Enzo, the number 5. You said I think you said it on the pod. I said it
last week. Enzo has to play a 10, but the only way Enzo could play as a 10 for us, right, in order for it to work, is that Lavia and Caicedo have to be up to speed.
Speaking of,
and as you can see with Caicedo over the weekend,
he's not up to speed.
He's not up to speed. It's gonna take him some time to get accumulated to the things that we want to do.
Me personally, I didn't see the pen that he gave away, so I can't speak on it. But was it bad or was it just like unlucky? Was it like
it wasn't bad and it wasn't unlucky. It was just one of those things where everything wasn't going our way. So people are gonna look at that. You know, the fans, like especially Liverpool fans. Liverpool fans are a bunch of clowns, in my opinion. Anyway, the way they act, it's just so weird for a club like that. You expect class from them. They talk about their class, but they're not. Your fans are disgusting. Getting on Caicedo because of the price tag and because he rejected them. Overall, I don't think Caicedo had as bad of a game. He obviously that's not what you expect on a debut, but you saw things there. You could clearly tell this is a player who hasn't had any preseason, who hasn't played actual football.
His match sharpness isn't where it's supposed to. That's one thing that I was thinking about. Is like if he's probably had a preseason and he's probably I didn't see the challenge, but maybe he doesn't make that challenge. Maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, he does better. So you see, the thing is, he played as a 6, and then another thing I'll talk about with Pochettino, and then he ended up at right back. Mm-hmm. So that was also part of it, bro. I'm telling you, there was so many chip chop going on that I was not even a fan of it. I don't think Pochettino in the second half was up for it. His tactics was gone. This Ben Chilwell as a left winger, left mid, whatever experiment has to stop. But I also understand it because when you look at Modric, he's not ready, bro. Modric is not ready for it, and it's going to take patience, and it's going to take time for him to develop into the player that we want him to be. Right now, he's not that, and I think that's why I understand why he plays Chilwell as a left winger. But Chilwell had a chance that he should have finished. Jackson should have finished. Chukwuemeka should have had that ball.
Bro, there was so many chances.
That's what I'm saying.
Not even just that. There were like 2 or 3 that I remember in the first half where like Jackson whiffed, Chukwuemeka whiffed, and then Chilwell just like...
That's a ball, right? So take you back to an ex-Chelsea player, Alonso. Marcus Alonso is burying that in the net.
Oh, yeah. But he's a striker at heart, though.
Yeah, but Chilwell on his day is burying that at heart. Chilwell I've seen chances like that where he scored.
One thing I realized about that Chilwell chance on the replay, though, was that by the time... Not even that, but by the time it got to him... There were already like 3 West Ham players on the line.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You bury that top bins, bro.
Top bins. But your striker should be scoring that. If your striker doesn't score your 10 should be scoring that.
I don't blame the striker or the 10 in that. Oh, I don't blame Jackson because Jackson was coming in all the way from the back, right? So it makes sense that like he was coming in and he missed. That's all right. Chile should bury that. Speaking of somebody else that I didn't think had a good game as many people would like us to think, Enzo. A lot of Chelsea fans are protecting him, but he didn't have a good game. Bar like 10, 15 minutes, he had a terrible game. Enzo had a terrible game. And I also think it comes down to that first game of the season, seeing the fans giving him all that praise. I think it got to his head, and he came to that game thinking it was going to be the same thing. And Enzo did not have a good game at all. Ward-Prowse dominated the middle of the pitch. Ward-Prowse was the best player in that midfield on Sunday. It wasn't Enzo. And also, Thomas Suchek had a terrible game. We should have taken advantage of that.
One thing I'll say, though, I think it might be, for the way Enzo plays, it might be a bit harder when teams are sitting back so deep.
I don't think so.
Because for me, what makes Enzo great is the fact of the type of passes he'll try and his creativity that you don't really see from anybody else in the Chelsea squad, right? Mm-hmm. But if a team is sitting in so deep, those passes become a lot harder for you to play.
Enzo doesn't have to make any long passes. Right now, if you look at the stats, he has the most progressive passes in the league. He has the most passes into the final third phase in the league this season. So he can make those passes into those spaces. It's all. I think Enzo should have like 3 or 4 assists in which people didn't finish their chances. Mm-hmm. So I don't think Enzo will be affected no matter what team we play. I think it more comes down to the person that you put next to him in that double pivot, if you play a double pivot,
but
which is Caicedo.
Gallagher played well in the first game. I don't know how
he didn't in the second game.
Yeah, but that's what I told you. That I said Poch probably thought he could get away with playing Gallagher for a week or another week or two or something like that.
And again,
looking at how Caicedo is looking, since he didn't have a preseason, he didn't have any of that.
Yeah, but I think Caicedo on Friday when we play Luton is going to be a lot better than what we saw.
Luton is.
Exactly, but that should be his.
That should be his preseason. His
come up game. Yeah. He's gonna have another week of training under him. So and then we're gonna have Lavia on the bench as well, probably, hopefully. So we're gonna be able to see what they have to offer. Luton is, you can take it as a preseason game because they're a team that's come from the champion. But one thing I'll say is from watching Luton, if you make that mistake, bro, they are going to beat you. That's one thing.
Yeah, but nobody has Luton staying up.
Okay, we'll see what happens at the end of the season. Even Burnley. If you make a mistake,
most people have Burnley staying up.
I don't know who most people are.
I have Burnley staying up.
Another player
maybe it's a
that
biased.
is taking a lot of flack. There's 2 more players on Chelsea.
Jeez.
3 actually. 4.
It's a Chelsea segment.
Nah, we're almost done.
What other players?
Hold on. The people that started, Rob Sanchez.
Bro, I told you he was trash.
Enough. No, I didn't think he was trash. I just thought, like, Kepler's the bare minimum. I thought he was going to be better than the bare.
Nah, I told you.
I'm not seeing it anymore.
Remember that shot Paqueta had that he almost scored on? Yeah, bro.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. That shot wasn't deflected or nothing. He just shot it. It was
Thiago Silva is next. It might be time to retire, buddy.
Bro, he had it.
It might be time to retire Thiago Silva from playing week in, week out. Not because he's not good enough, but I feel like low-key hinders us in certain manners, right?
Like which way?
In how we want to play. It doesn't really help with Thiago Silva. The ball, you have to play 3 in the back, and he's old. So,
yeah, but do you think your center backs are ready to play 2 in the back?
Yeah. I mean, you have...
So who would you be your starting 2?
Can I finish? So we get to it.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Thiago Silva might be time for him to sit on the bench. At the end of the day, we have to figure out the 2 of the future, right? Benoit Badiashile's coming back soon, so hopefully that will help solidify us. Disasi is the other player I wanted to talk about. He made some mistakes that were very questionable, and he's... Obviously, it's a new league for him. He's young. It's going to take some time for him to adapt. Is it not a new league for him?
Yeah, but young? The guy's 25.
Yeah, for a center back. How many 25-year-old center backs you know that are world class? Under 25, I can only name one, Saliba.
I think Ruben Diaz is under 25.
I don't think Ruben Diaz is under 25, buddy.
Yeah, I think he's under 25.
No, I don't think so.
I'm so serious. I think he's under 25.
I don't think he's under 25.
Or he just turned 25. He's either under 25 or he's 27. It's one of the 2. And isn't what's it called under 25?
Who?
What's his name? The boy that plays for Madrid.
26.
He just turned 26 this year.
May. Yeah, he's 26.
Yeah, but the boy that plays for Madrid.
Who?
Militao? Yeah. He's under 25. I mean, I'd say he's world class.
No,
but I don't know. I don't know if he's world class because of the team he plays on or because of his like ability. But then again,
the thing I'm saying is that with defenders, right?
Yeah, they get better as they age.
Going. Yeah, because you've played so many, and he played in the French league. Let's be honest. Uber Eats might not be a top 5 league in the world.
It's not, according to UEFA anymore.
And I feel like
but
time,
continue.
Disasi's going to pay out. One thing I trust about the Chelsea scouts and the director of footballs is they've been very good at scouting the defenders. They brought in Badiashile, and Badiashile, nobody really rated him. And he came in and he solidified it.
Hey, I don't know about who nobody is, but I rated Badiashile.
You didn't even know who he was.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yo, go back to the previous videos when we talked about it. I rated Badiashile. You know how I know I rated Badiashile?
What team did he play for in France?
Monaco. The same team Chouameni, Ben Yedder, and Disasi played on.
Listen. You did
I know.
Not rate
No. The reason why I know is kind of stupid. But the reason why I know he's good was because of FIFA and Football Manager. Those were the only 2 reasons why I rated the guy.
Like I said, bro, a lot of people didn't rate Badiashile, but he came and solidified.
I'm not gonna lie, Disasi, I don't rate him. That's just me though.
The thing is, I honestly think it's going to take some time for him to develop, and then we'll see like what comes out of it. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to know. Thiago Silva can't play week in, week out. The second goal they scored, that mistake started off from him. Being the better player, he should have known not to play that pass into that zone that he played into, forcing Disasi to like sort of have to make that decision, which was stupid on Disasi's part anyway. But also the last person, Levi Colwill, you're not living up to your name, boss. You are not living up to your name. Yes, but the high. What I'm trying to say is like the way people have him, right? I've heard from other Chelsea fans better than Saliba. I've heard
right now,
based on what he did last season. That's what they were saying. They're going to take over Saliba.
Last season?
At what's his name? Brighton. He played very well.
He was at Brighton last season.
He played very well, but I'm not seeing the actual defensive aspect.
We say this all the time. Brighton's never kept a clean sheet,
and it's not because of one player. Again,
No. I'm just saying he's better than Saliba is crazy.
He doesn't keep clean sheets like that.
He kept a clean sheet this weekend.
Who did you play?
Newcastle.
Okay.
They put 5 up against West Ham. Aston Villa last week.
We'll get to that game. And then that's it on Chelsea. Pochettino disappointed me. I think that's it. A lot of the players disappointed me. Carney, great goal. But yeah, I'm done on Chelsea.
I do have a question because you never answered this. Who would be your 2 of the future?
Like, what do you mean?
Because you said you can't play
everybody healthy?
Yeah, who would be your 2 over the future?
Everybody healthy?
Yeah.
Like healthy?
Yeah.
No injuries, nothing like that?
Yes.
It would have to be Wesley Fofana and probably Badiashile.
I forgot about Fofana.
Badiashile / Levi Colwill on the left-hand side. That has to be the 2
I forgot about Fofana.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Disasi was signed as insurance for the fact that Wesley Fofana is going to be out for some time. Mm-hmm. You get a whole season of him, and we see how he develops. You get what I'm saying? He's highly touted. He's played for France too, by the way.
All right. You want to move on? You said you were done with Chelsea anyways.
I think that's
my last question.
That's about it.
All right, what you want to talk about next?
We're going to get into Man City Newcastle.
That's what we're getting to right now?
Yeah, because that was an interesting game for me.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know if I said it last week, but I remember I did say that Newcastle was the only team that put fear in my heart in the top, 6 or top.
What fear did they put in your heart over the weekend?
But over the weekend, no. But here's the thing. Going into the weekend, I didn't think we were gonna lose. Like, I genuinely thought we were gonna win, and I thought we were gonna win comfortably too. We won 1-0, which
and it wasn't comfortable.
The scoreline suggested wasn't comfortable, but throughout the game, I'll say like this, right? If Haaland finishes his chances like he normally does, that scoreline isn't close.
Yeah, it's
because
not at
there
all.
were several just typical Haaland chances that he just couldn't bag to save his life for some reason yesterday. But I don't even want to talk about that.
Hold on. Before you go on, you know who was the best player in that pitch?
Bro, that's what I was about to get into.
You know who was the best player?
We all know why we're here. We all know what we're gonna talk about. That boy Felipe Iniesta Xavi Foden. Yo,
Philip Walter Foden.
What a game, bro.
Yeah, he had a very good game. Although, one negative I'll say, he needs to work on the spots where he places passes for Haaland in order for him to score. Because I think that also led to Haaland not being
as good. But remember, I said that on Sunday when we were talking. I said it's because of where Pep is playing him. he's left-footed and Pep is playing him on the right side. So he needs to.
But it's normal. He cuts in. And
yeah. But I'm saying when you cut in and place that pass, it's a lot harder to place it onto Haaland's left foot than it is for KDB as a right footer to just curl it and place it onto that right foot. So either Haaland's right foot needs to get better, or Foden's right foot. One of the right foots needs to get better, or Foden needs to like.
I just think the connection has to get better.
Yeah, I think this season as it goes on, the connection is going to be better. The goal by Julian Alvarez,
nice goal,
magnificent.
Second
time,
best goal I think I saw that weekend.
Every
Carney
time,
probably first, and then that Julian Alvarez goal.
Every time he strikes the ball, left foot, right foot. I mean, the guy is amazing.
All right, we're gonna get into that argument we're having over the weekend that I was telling you about.
Oh, what, Pep Roulette?
No, not Pep Roulette.
Or the Julian Alvarez thing?
Yeah. So, chat, I need to know from you guys. You guys got to let me know what you think, especially like Brandon, because Brandon and I had sort of a conversation about this. When Bernardo Silva comes back, Bernardo Silva's a starter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who goes to the bench?
I said Kovacic.
I said Julian Alvarez goes to the bench.
And
give you a reason for why.
My reasoning is if you look at the games in which Julian Alvarez played, right? Mm-hmm. In the beginning of the season, Pep would play Julian Alvarez and De Bruyne in the same games, mm-hmm. right? But then, remember that period of time where De Bruyne didn't play? Julian Alvarez was playing in that De Bruyne, like, not that role, but that space. Mm-hmm. Because what I think Pep realizes and what I realized watching the games in the beginning of the season is that they like to occupy the same spaces, mm-hmm. right? So it makes it really hard, unless you're playing Julian Alvarez as the out-and-out striker, it makes it really hard for you to play Haaland, Julian Alvarez, and De Bruyne in the same game, right?
But Pep has done it numerous times, so.
Yeah, but I'm talking about,
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, when City are at, like, when we were at our best last season, our apex, Julian Alvarez wouldn't be starting in that sort of position. He may have played on the wing, he may have played, I think there was a game he even played him in midfield. He literally played that left center mid position in one game, right? So when you look at it, what I see Pep's plan is that what's it called? What I see Pep's plan is that if you remember, Foden was never supposed to be De Bruyne's replacement. Foden was supposed to be replacement, David Silva's replacement, and I think that's been the plan.
Now the creative player is going to be Foden.
Yeah. That's going to be the creative player, right? But when you look at, like, let's say for example, when you look at City's game versus Arsenal, right? Mm-hmm. De Bruyne was playing more of a second striker role than he was playing a midfield role. When you look at the games against Madrid, he was playing more of that second striker role than he was playing that midfield type of role, right? Mm-hmm. So I think with De Bruyne being out now, and this new setup that Pep is playing, that 3-2, 4-1 or whatever.
It's 4-2
or 4-2-3-1. Yeah, let's just call it that to make it easier, right? That formation, I think he's gonna have Julian Alvarez playing in that behind Haaland.
This is what I'll say. What you're saying all makes sense to me. But if you're playing a double pivot, you've gone back and said that Bernardo has played in that double pivot. But I think a big reason why Pep went at Kovacic is for that double pivot of him and Rodri. Because one thing, can we admit that Rodri is not good at? Sometimes he's not very good. I want to say ball retention or...
No. It's what I say with Rodri is he gets flat-footed. When you watch the games, right, and he gets the ball, he's very... he's not... I think it's also because because remember you said he's come out and said he doesn't want to play that many games. But for me, I think it's like fatigue. He gets flat-footed and he gets sort of like lazy on the ball sometimes.
So speaking on that, right, that's why I said Kovacic comes in with that. What is Kovacic good at? We'll say, ball retention, counter pressing,
dribbling,
progressing the ball, right? That allows Rodri to do what he's best at, which is be a sort of destroyer. Not even a destroyer, but be the best DM in the world, right? Mm-hmm. With Kovacic being there, I think that's what helps. Kovacic will be able to take the ball off the defenders or from Ederson, right? And I know Bernardo Silva can do that, right? Can be part of that first phase of build-up. But I think Julian Alvarez is not a player that you want starting every game. Obviously, he's going to start some games, and we have a bet on it who goes to the bench when he comes in. And obviously, we're going to see what happens. But I think Kovacic plays in that double pivot, and Julian Alvarez comes on when you look at the bench over the weekend, your bench was very weak. It wasn't strong. Mm-hmm. Alvarez going to the bench actually helps you because when you need somebody to come in and score goals, Are you going to bring in Kovacic or are you going to bring in Alvarez?
Yeah, but
who are you going to bring in?
You're going to bring Alvarez.
Exactly. Kovacic on the bench doesn't do anything for you, but Kovacic as a starter releases the pressure off Rodri, and Kovacic could thrive in progressing the ball, dribbling, getting the ball onto your final phase players or your third phase players in order for them to also thrive. So that's why I think that's what is going to happen. But we live to see.
One thing I'll say is the reason why I don't think it's going to be Julian Alvarez coming. What's it called? The reason why I don't think it's going to be Julian Alvarez coming to the bench, and the reason why I think it's going to be Bernardo is because I think the same thing that Kovacic does, Bernardo does at either the same level or better.
I think so. Kovacic is a better dribbler than Bernardo.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Kovacic is a better dribbler.
No.
How?
No. Chat. We don't.
You think Bernardo Silva is a better dribbler than Kovacic?
Yes.
Yeah, you're crazy, bro.
Bernardo Silva is one of the best dribblers in all of football.
Then Kovacic, in terms of midfielders, I don't think there's that many. Bro,
are you serious?
Have you watched? Just watch Kovacic.
Bro, you know, people say Bernardo Silva's dribbling is Messi-esque, right?
I've never heard anybody say that.
Are you?
I never heard anybody say that. I just had. Let me know in the
what
chat.
I'll say. I'm not saying Kovacic isn't a good dribbler.
And I'm not saying.
I'm talking about in terms of like
but
central
Bernardo's
midfielders.
He's not.
In terms of central midfielders,
he's not a better dribbler than Kovacic. Bro, stop it. Bro, the only thing this Kovacic brother is good at is dribbling. If you take that away from him, what does he have?
I'm not saying he's not good at dribbling. But being worse than Bernardo Silva at dribbling doesn't mean you're a bad dribbler.
Okay, we'll see. And again, let me know in the chat. And bro, I'm gonna put in my group chat because I need to know who's the better dribbler.
Don't put it in no Chelsea FC group chat.
I'm asking Man City fans.
Bro, Bernardo Silva is the better dribbler. Bernardo Silva is the better dribbler. But those things that Kovacic can do, I think Bernardo does it at a better level. And I think all in all, as the season goes on, like we saw, I think when when everyone's healthy and Stones is back in the game and all of that is like good, I think what's really gonna happen is he's gonna go back to moving Stones into that midfield and creating that double pivot with Rodri and Stones. So at that point, Kovacic becomes obsolete. Does he not?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
But anywho,
we'll see when that happens. When John
Phil Foden was amazing.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't get to talk enough about that because one thing I think with Foden is, bro, when he dribbles and he's on the ball, it's almost, I think the commentator said it, it's like as if he's faster with the ball than he is without the ball.
I'm listening.
It's like no one can touch this brother when he has the ball. It's amazing. The ball is glued to that left foot of his. It's glued, and he looked amazing on a weekend. But on Newcastle though, they had some chances. But I don't really remember them. To me, there was one time when Rodri literally gave the ball away because, again, he was flat-footed. But Vardiol, who I think had a really good game, just was able to save us, which I think is really good.
City has the best back line in the Prem.
Yeah,
I think so.
Well, Laporte is leaving though, so you know
I don't really care.
That's gonna. Nah, he's one of my favorite players at City.
A lot
too.
of City fans love him.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say about Newcastle is that they are going to be up there. I think they're gonna be. Eddie Howe is a top manager, so
I think they're gonna have an up and down season.
I don't think
at least in the beginning. They're gonna have to stabilize.
Okay, till Europe becomes really hot, and then we'll see what happens. Aside that, that's good. Man City played really well. They got the win. Haaland, I think, is just going to pattern up in a little bit, and he's going to be all right. Another team I'd like to speak on. God damn, there were so many good games this weekend. But we're going to talk about United and how I told you so. I told you so about United. Brandon, I told you about Man United. They stink, bro. Man United stink.
You know one thing I don't realize, or I don't understand about Man United is Rashford. I don't get Rashford. He doesn't want to be a forward. I don't get Rashford at all. Because it doesn't make any sense to me.
That what?
Like, I get it. That's not the position you want to play, right? But sometimes you need to just, like, play that position because your team doesn't have a choice. And right now, they don't have another choice. Yeah, Højlund is there, but
He's injured.
Oh, he's injured. Their team doesn't have another choice. Who are they going to start? Martial?
Yeah.
And then another thing is,
I mean, in preseason they also tried Mr.
Sancho.
JS. What number does he wear?
25.
JS 25 as a false 9. They might have to go back to that. You see, I think with a player like Marcus Rashford, he thrives off counterattack football, running.
His pace
is what he thrives off. So it makes sense that he wants to play on the wing. But my biggest issue with United is their midfield trio.
The midfield trio.
Mason Mount, Casemiro, and Bruno Fernandes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Speaking of Bruno Fernandes first, Bruno Fernandes is a football player who wants to do everything. He wants to do basically everything in that midfield. So, and then you have a player in Mount who also, in a way, wants to do everything. And I consider those two, what do they say? Jack of all trades, but masters of none.
Mm-hmm.
They're jack of some trades, but masters of none. Bruno is probably the better player than Mason Mount, obviously. But playing those three, you're forcing Casemiro to do too much work, and it's not helping.
I mean, last year, who did they play? They played was
Eriksen. Eriksen helps because, and the reason why Eriksen also playing Eriksen last year helped is because Eriksen would ping the ball to Rashford on a run or give the ball to Bruno.
Yeah. He can play deep. He did that at Tottenham when they had Dele Alli up there.
So, yeah. Another thing about United,
I just think
Mr. Anthony.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, Mr. $90 million player. Rodney told me that Anthony's better than Sancho was at Dortmund. Anthony stinks, bro. And there's no other way to describe it, bro. I don't know why Man United bought such a player thinking. Erik Ten Hag, I don't want to say his talent ID stinks, but it stinks.
I mean, like,
who have they signed in the Ten Hag era that moves you?
Nobody. But that's also because like none of those players would really get in at any of my favorite teams, I think.
I don't think so.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Anthony gets in at Barcelona. And that's like, and Barcelona sucks right now.
Mind you, see, the thing is, they'll come at me and be like, you're a Chelsea fan. Modric stinks. That's the argument they always come at me when you talk about Anthony. But you see, the thing is, I've admitted Modric stinks. And it might take time. But Anthony's had a full season in the Prem.
Wasn't Rodney saying to give him another season or some shit? Like, Rodney was saying to give him another season.
Yeah, Rodney and Shad was saying that.
No. One thing I don't understand about Man United fans is that they seem to think their players don't age.
Sancho is still a star boy to them.
Bro, Rashford is still a youngster to them.
Rashford is what, 27?
Bro.
26?
He should be in the prime. This is Rashford's prime. This is as good as Marcus Rashford is going to get. He's 25. Oh, he's not even that old.
He's about to be 26.
Yeah, but this
is
as good as he's going to get. He's not going to get any better, and he's a winger. Wingers get worse as they age.
So
he's not going to get any better. Like, and I saw a Man United fan on, I think it was my TikTok. He was saying that he thinks they should have moved up of Rashford.
Sold him to PSG?
Yeah, and I was like, that was a while ago. But I'm talking about like even right now, if they're able to move up of Rashford.
I don't think they're going to. They just gave him a 300 and something a week contract.
No. I don't think they're going to move off of him. But I feel like their team right now is stuck in mediocre land. And there's in my opinion, there's really no way out of that for them right now. Like, they're just stuck being mediocre. I don't see them challenging in Champions League. I don't see them challenging in EPL. Because even last week, I think I predicted them to win this game, if I'm not mistaken. Who do they even play? Tottenham. It was Spurs. I was like, oh, they're going to win. Like, there's no way. Spurs without Harry Kane, and they played amazing. They made, what's his name? James Maddison look like prime, like, whatever midfielder you want to put there. Prime Zidane. Prime Xavi. Prime Iniesta. They made him look like the best midfielder. Prime David Beckham. The best English midfielder of all time. And again, it goes back to that midfield trio that it seems like sometimes Bruno and Mason Mount are just running around, bro.
Yep.
They're just running around.
Facts.
They're just running. And I don't know. And at some point, I don't blame coaches a lot, but when it comes to certain things like players doing things that don't make sense, and it's not like a one-time thing, it's like a repeated thing, like over and over and over again. That's when I start to blame the manager, because that's like, okay, obviously there's something in your tactics that's telling them to run around. And whatever it is your tactics are, Ten Hag, right now, they're not working. So maybe you need Mason Mount to stay in a bit deeper and relieve what's his name? Not Sancho. Casemiro of that. Or maybe you just need to start Eriksen. Because one thing is, I never understood the what's it called? The buying of Mason Mount. Unless you're gonna play like a 4-3-3. But even then, I feel like everybody's trying to.
Bruno Fernandes. What does Mount, adding somebody like Mount, help you? You need to find you a player like an Enzo. You have a 6 in Casemiro, right? And let's say you have your advanced player, your goal scorer, playmaking midfielder in
Bruno. Pardon the interruption.
Yeah, sorry about that. As I was saying, what was I saying?
Midfield 3. Yeah, advanced playmaker.
And then they should have probably gotten somebody like an Enzo Fernandez, somebody to help with the final third passes. You have somebody like Eriksen, maybe a younger Eriksen would have helped. Somebody of that similar profile. Mason Mount doesn't accomplish that. Mason Mount is sort of the same as you would get from like Bruno Fernandes. Also, another player for them that really recently just sticking it up is Mr. Butcher.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna say that.
Mr. Butcher is not performing well. He's getting bullied.
But I did see, like, when I was watching the game. No, my fault. That was last week. Last week he was like really high up when they like had the ball
in the midfield.
Yeah,
I think basically, right, United, the way it would have to work is that they have to allow Mason Mount to sort of go forward, right? Mm-hmm. And then Butcher will step into that double pivot with.
Hold on. At this point, everybody's trying to copy Pep.
They're gonna have to copy Pep's flow because Butcher was a DM before. Have Butcher step up and play with Casemiro, and then so the issue is their right back and left back both can't play as a center back because then you could have.
What about Wan-Bissaka?
Wan-Bissaka is not good enough for you, bro. He's not good enough for you to play him as a center back. Luke Shaw maybe, but you also need Luke Shaw's attacking.
Okay, so then I would say if you start Luke Shaw and have him play the center back, you'd have to start Dalot on that right side. Because Dalot doesn't play any defense anyway, so you might as well utilize him at that position.
I'll say from watching that game, Postecoglou, the coach for Tottenham, big ups to him, bro. Tottenham is playing really well. And I think Tottenham, without Harry Kane, it's funny enough, they might cause some damage this season. I like what I'm seeing from them.
I don't think I didn't have them to finish. I don't think we even mentioned them during the top 6.
No,
Tottenham. And to be honest, I don't think they are gonna finish top 6. But the way they're playing right now
look very well.
They look very good.
Another team over the weekend that I watched that I really like, Brighton. Brighton is deservedly serious, bro.
Who do they play this weekend? I watched the game, but I don't remember the team that they played.
Give me a second.
Was it Everton? I think it was Everton.
No,
it wasn't Everton.
It wasn't Everton. Oh my god, I'm having a brain freeze.
Wolves. Yeah.
Brighton are a serious team, bro. No matter who they start up top, deserve you, bro. I had Joao Pedro on my team. You didn't start him, bro. I had Ferguson on my other team. You didn't start him either, bro. You're killing me. Come on, dog.
I watched the game. I was watching the game, and then I watched it up until I think Joao Pedro came in, and that's when I turned it off. Because, bro, I don't know if he's trying to, like, impress so he can start, but when he came in, it just didn't seem like he was doing his thing. No, I'm not saying he's not good, but it literally looked like he wasn't comfortable, like he wasn't doing his thing. But yeah, no, Brighton, like I said this, I said this when what's his name was there, Potter was there. They're one of my favorite teams to watch in the Prem because
serious club.
They're always They're always entertaining to watch, and it's always good football. And the way De Zerbi plays, it's like we're either gonna win by 3 goals or we're gonna lose by 3.
All right.
So,
another team, Liverpool. So what happened is that the Liverpool game was supposed to be at like 11, right? Mm-hmm. I fell asleep. I woke up at 5 a.m. I'm like, I'm going to stay up till 11 because I thought we were going to have a 7 a.m. game because we just get a 7 a.m. game in the U.S. But I fell asleep and I wasn't able to watch it. From what I heard, Liverpool played well. They got the win.
They looked good.
Did Endo come in? I believe Endo came in for his debut. Yes, he did. Liverpool looked good. Arsenal as well. I feel like Crystal Palace got robbed yesterday. I watched the Arsenal game. Palace should have had a pen. It's not fair, but Arsenal are chugging right along.
There's been a lot of bad pen calls and a lot of teams feeling like they've gotten robbed so far.
Arteta copying Pep's flow as usual. Even in the press conference. Trying to sound like Pep. That's funny to me.
That's one thing I was going to say is, like, I feel like a lot of teams nowadays are just, because even the Man United thing, right? We were talking about it. I feel like they might have maybe wanted to go DM in like 2 8s like really attacking. It's basically 2 cams.
Even Pep is not playing.
But Pep doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah, but we'll see how it goes.
And it's like, oof. Listen, man.
Yeah, Arsenal doing really well. Don't really have a lot to say.
He's really just copying Pep's flow. I'm looking at bar for bar, word for word. That's what. When I watched Arsenal last year, I haven't watched any of the games this season. And to be quite frank with you, I don't really watch a lot of Arsenal games, just because it's like.
So that's what I'll say about Arsenal. Arsenal are more entertaining Man City. They're more on the front foot because they have. Right now, you guys don't have the P&P wingers. They have that, so they're a little bit more exciting. City, if you're not really a fan of football, they will put you to sleep with how they play.
It's very slow and very like methodical.
Yeah, methodic. Yep. Yeah. That's really about it.
Yeah. For
this week, make sure you like, comment, subscribe,
share, all of that. We love you guys. Keep watching.
Yeah,
keep
we're going
sharing.
to get the preview for the upcoming week out. Probably like Thursday. This video is on Tuesday. We're trying to get it out on Tuesday, if not Wednesday. Thursday, the preview video will come out.
The preview is coming out Friday.
No, there's a game Friday.
So I'm going to get the preview out on Thursday.
Thursday night, hopefully.
Okay.
We'll see. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Go crazy in the comments. Let me know what you think. Anything we can improve on. We love y'all. Peace out. Deuces.
Love, man.
Y'all be safe.